Hello, I'm Michael Malley,
And I'm Ollie Malley.
and this is Sacred Ground, Watering Beneficial Seeds. And so, what we're starting today, this is our first episode, is a program that brings a spiritual dimension um, to these difficult times with the coronavirus. Today, um, we'll have a reading from the Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh from one of his books called Being Peace. We'll have a little meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll give a talk and we'll have another meditation. Oh.
So we've been melding spiritual traditions for a long time, together for over 25 years.
Yeah.
Um, we've gone to mindfulness retreats with Thich Nhat Hanh, done mindfulness programs for adults and for children. And now we're going to do mindfulness activities, dharma talks, and readings here online.
Yeah, and I have a background, master's in divinity, uh, melding different religious traditions, a focus on eco-theology, eco-spirituality, caring for our earth. All that'll come to pass over different episodes. But on this first one, we're just going to begin with a reading from Being Peace. Now, this reading was written back in
1990s.
yeah.
No, it was written in 1987.
Yeah. So this reading comes from 1987, but I think you'll see how it's applicable to today. So we'll have the reading, brief meditation. I'll give a little Dharma talk, and then we'll have a final meditation. And so we begin. Sacred ground, watering beneficial seeds.
A reading from Being Peace by Thich Nhat Hanh. Many of us worry about the situation of the world. We don't know when the bombs will explode. We feel that we are on the edge of time. As individuals, we feel helpless, despairing. The situation is so dangerous, injustice is so widespread, the danger is so close. In this kind of situation, if we panic, things will only become worse. We need to remain calm, to see clearly. Meditation is to be aware and to try to help. I like to use the example of a small boat crossing the Gulf of Siam. In Vietnam, there are many people called boat people who leave the country in small boats. Often the boats are caught in rough seas or storms. The people may panic and boats can sink. But even if one person aboard can remain calm, lucid, knowing what to do and what not to do, he or she can help the boat survive. His or her expression, face, voice communicates clarity and calmness, and people have trust in that person. They will listen to what he or she says. One such person can save the lives of many. Our world is something like a small boat. Compared with the cosmos, our planet is a very small boat. We are about to panic because our situation is no better than the situation of the small boat in the sea. You know that we have more than 50,000 nuclear weapons. Humankind has become a very dangerous species. We need people who can sit still and be able to smile, who can walk peacefully. We need people like that in order to save us. Mahayana Buddhism says that you are that person, that each of you is that person. We invite you to take a moment just to breathe. You're listening to the bell. To breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Feel your body relax. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Feel tension leave your body. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. like cool water rushing down you and the tension going down and out of your body.
I'm going to do the bell one more time. And we invite the bell to sound. And we invite ourselves to enjoy the sound of the bell. We call this program Sacred Ground, Watering Beneficial Seeds. And Thich Nhat Hanh, he speaks of within ourselves, we have all different kinds of seeds. There's seeds of joy, compassion, playfulness. There's also seeds of fear, anger, jealousy. And what causes different seeds to manifest? Well, we water them. And clearly, at this time, as we're all struggling to face the coronavirus, seeds of fear are being watered in us. And it's understandable. This is a life-threatening situation. People are dying. Even if our own immune systems are not compromised, we know others who are at greater risk. Of course, older folks are at greater risk. My mom's 90 years old. So I certainly have that fear comes up for me with her. And, I'm an older guy. So all of that is stirring within us. So the invitation here is, yes, it's understandable for us to have fear and worry, but how do we water some beneficial seeds? How do we water some good seeds in ourselves? And Ollie's, and I'll be helping with that, going to have another program, Sacred Home, Zen and the Art of Homeschooling. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And there we'll talk about watering beneficial seeds in our children, in our families, in our home. But right now, how do we water beneficial seeds in ourselves? Well, you might want to make a list of your friends, people you want to check in with, and maybe every day pick a couple people from the list and give them a call. You also might want to be careful in terms of refraining from watering the harmful seeds. We need to have the news. Things are changing rapidly, but we don't need to listen to the news all the time. For myself, I am now in the habit of a couple of times a day, I'm going to take about half an hour and I'm going to check in with some news sources that I know I can trust that are, not just kind of the rumor mill on the internet or something, but check in with a couple of news sources, gain some information. I just learned, for example, we shouldn't be using ibuprofen if we get sick. Okay, that's important. But check in with some news sources. Be careful so I'm not watering too much fear, but so that I can be prudent in terms of how to act. But then, other parts of the day, how do we water good seeds in ourselves? This is unprecedented. This challenge that's facing my family, that's facing your family, that's facing you, that's facing people in Uruguay and of course, in Italy and Iran and China and everywhere in the world. We are all in this one boat that Thich Nhat Hanh talks about. So how can we foster a sense of calm? How can we, of course, we're concerned for ourselves and our immediate families, but how can we engender compassion for others? I have a lot of different spiritual books that I go to within Christianity, Buddhism, other traditions. I'm going to those. Um, Maybe getting out a board game with the kids. Maybe it's last night. I said for the new year I wanted to start. I wanted to learn how to play guitar. Right. Well, I tried a couple of times. Well, last night I got that guitar out again. I'm working on a couple of chords. Um, Figure out the things that you need to do to care for yourself. Give those that most of us are kind of isolated from others in our own homes. How do you water good seeds in each other? Give each other some space when they need it, right? Know that people's nerves are on ends, that there's going to be people snapping at each other. I've snapped at my kids. It's going to happen. But how do we give each other some space? Maybe watching a fun movie, um, creating space to laugh together. Um, this is our life. And none of us are on autopilot anymore. We are invited to wake up. We are going to be, we are dealing with our mortality. All of us are eventually going to die, and hopefully most of us aren't going to die soon. But it's it's inviting us to think about what are our values, what really matters, and how do we go forward with that? How do we spark some joy despite the pain? How do we show compassion? Maybe there's a neighbor, an older person who, gosh, I don't know if anyone's checking in on her. Give her a call. Give him a call. Maybe you could put a few groceries uh, out for them when you go to the store. How do we care for each other? I hold a tradition that everything is sacred, including this moment. I invite us into the sacred, and may we do just that. We're going to close with a little guided meditation that I'll lead here, and we'll have the sound of the bell. Um, Everything is invitational. If you're sitting in a chair, you're invited to have your feet flat on the floor, to have your hands in your lap in a way that's comfortable for you. And today, I think I'm going to do this with my eyes closed. You might hear a little dog barking in the background. That's just part of the meditation. Enjoy the sound of the dog barking. And I want you to enjoy breathing in and breathing out. Be aware of your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Be aware of your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Be aware of your posture. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice where there might be some tension, maybe in your lower back, maybe in your legs, maybe in your shoulders or your jaw. Be aware of that tension. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you bring your mindfulness to that tension, just begin to allow it to release. Begin to allow yourself to relax. Breathing in and out. You may not release completely, but maybe it'll relax a bit. In out. In out. Deep, slow. Deep, slow. Aware, release. Aware, release. Aware, release. In, out. Deep, slow. Aware, relax. Aware, relax.
Thanks for listening.